symbol of excellence in sports entertainment.
Hey, what's happening, everybody? The Job Guys back with you one more time. Nitro Nick over there, Sloke sitting right over here, and we are coming to you after the special Thursday night WrestleMania kickoff press event, whatever they wanted to call it. The road to WrestleMania officially started here. Super Bowl week in Las Vegas with a special press conference, and we would get the face-off. Who was Cody going to choose? Would he choose The Rock, or would he choose Seth Rollins to fight in the main event of WrestleMania? Well, we found out kinda, but I'm not sure exactly how this is going to end up, Nick. What an event. Very surprised by the finish here tonight. Everybody came out. They waited for Cody. Cody interrupts the thing at the end. Long story short, we'll get into the rest of it. Cody interrupts. Rock and Roman kind of seem to be in cahoots here. Roman picks The Rock. It's not his job to pick, but he had decided he was going to pick.
Says who, Ryan?
Right. Well, he chooses The Rock, and
Yep.
Cody says, no, BS, that's crap. And then he chooses Roman, and all hell kind of breaks loose. This is not what I expected to happen. Just as always, before we break it all down, your thoughts on the entire event. Is this what you expected? Did it live up to expectation? Because I told you before, dude, I was as excited for this as I have been for anything in quite a while, and that means like pay-per-views included. I thought this was going to be special. Not the way I thought it would end up, though.
I think we can say we're going to start seeing these. I think it was good enough that this is now a thing, that they're going to do this kind of annually, something like
Right.
this. Thought the opening was absolutely amazing. I was excited like you, and the opening, as you said, the changes are coming in the opening. You can see the changes in the back, with creative and whatnot. I was
Kevin
pumped.
Dunn's gone.
Texted you a little into it. I was kind of, is this guy, are people just going to walk out indivially and cut promos?
It's a one-match show, baby.
It was. And
I
think when they got to it, Ryan, yeah, it kind of just was an extension of Raw, if you will, almost. You got and I thought they brought everybody else out in a pretty cool order. Roman, jumping out in front of when he was called. And I mean, yeah, it did leave you with more questions. I'm not sure where we're going from here. Ryan, I could probably name like 3 or 4 different paths I could see, maybe even more going forward, being that we still have a pay-per-view in front of us
Right.
before WrestleMania. So, yeah, I thought overall I'm with you. It was not what I expected, but it certainly, I don't think anybody left. I don't know if mad is, you might have left confused, but I mean, this is certainly moving the story into a direction I didn't see it going, really, with the one part you saying The Rock and Roman.
Well, I don't think they saw this either. I think this is clear that they may end up in the same spot, but something pivoted after last week and the whole hashtag We Want Cody. I do not think this is what the script was a week ago.
I have no clue, but you could be right, sir. I don't know.
I don't see it. Now, we did hear 6 months ago or whatever it was on the Pat McAfee show, Rock said he was supposed to fight Roman a year ago, WrestleMania 39. They couldn't come up with creative. They couldn't come up with the right creative, so they didn't do it. Well, this creative is definitely different than what we expected. It all began this morning or afternoon, whatever, on the Pat McAfee show. The Rock was a guest on the Pat McAfee show. He immediately starts going after Cody fans and calling them the Cody crybabies, which I found absolutely hilarious. That all these people just got so bent out of shape, and it acted like it ruined their lives. They got so butthurt before they even know what was actually happening, and they acted like it was the end of their world. So it was kind of funny. But then you also was thinking a little bit, you're like, why is he doing this? Could we be seeing Hollywood Rock come back?
Excellent question.
Could we see Is he being a heel here? Or is he just joking around? What's he doing? And if you ask me, he turned heel here tonight and he joined the bloodline. And everything he said was anti-fan. Everything he said, he showed a picture of the bloodline family tree. If you don't respect this, then it's your fault. And, you got a problem and all this. And then Cody said something about his family. He stepped up in front of him.
Yeah.
He stepped up and goes, if you're talking about his family, you're talking about my family. And then he smacks Cody. Smacks him right in the face. All hell breaks loose. They have to get everybody off the stage. And then at the end, I don't know what happened because he was swearing so much they bleeped it. Triple H doing a promo in the back. Doesn't get 2 words out of his mouth. Here comes Rock and Roman. And he keeps telling him, you need to fix this. You need to fix this. And then he said something that got the crowd to go, but they bleeped the whole thing. So you couldn't hear what he said. So I don't know what they're doing there. But again, they have obviously pivoted because Friday night, Cody says, I'm going to take everything from you, but I'm going to not do it at WrestleMania. I talked to a bunch of people, and he brings The Rock out.
Right.
And The Rock and him go face to face, and all they've been talking about is they're going to fight at Mania. This is what's going to happen. Well, now they're a team, allegedly, or it seems like. So they have obviously pivoted, or they're doing something here.
Right? I don't know. Yeah, it's got to be. I mean, it seems Seth Rollins is the fourth wheel.
He's just there.
He's just there. I don't. Which is why couple things we both said. Could we get a triple threat? I don't really want to see it because I think it takes away from whomever wins it, especially if Cody wins it. I don't think that's as big as him beating Roman straight up.
Right.
I did think of something you said to me. I don't know if it would be possible, and I'm not sure I want to see it. Could we be stretching out Rock and Roman for another year? Is that like he is not? Maybe Cody Bins of the bloodline. The Rock's daughter's there now. Naomi's there. I know. I'm not saying
can't wrestle or talk,
but I'm just saying if they put together like a new reboot, kind of the bloodline, like they did with the NWO, maybe The Rock shows up time to time, and then maybe they fall apart this time next year, and we go Rock Roman next year. I don't know if that's the plan. Triple threat, Fatal 4. I mean, there's so many ways. I mean, we still got Perth. Is there some sort of tag situation now that we're heading into? I don't even know if it necessarily has to happen over there. I don't know where it happens. Ryan, I'm just completely up in the air, a bit confused. It's interesting. I'll give you that right now. I just don't. It's hard for me to put Rock Roman on the back burner.
Especially since they've teased you now.
Right. And Ryan, you never know. I mean, when he comes up, it's like a paragraph on the bottom of the page, what he does, TKO board member, UFL owner, movie star. Like, I mean, how he's not just sitting around in sandals, sweats, and a t-shirt waiting for a call from the WWE day to day. Hey, I can be there. He's got a million things going on. So again, scheduling it next year, and again, he's not getting younger. So, I don't know, Ryan. They could go a million different ways here, buddy. I mean, do you think we're going to just how do you just remove The Rock from this scenario at WrestleMania? Do we do 2 nights? Do they fight multiple guys at WrestleMania? I don't know.
I have no idea. Is it a tag match now, which nobody will want to see?
Please, God, at WrestleMania?
Yeah. What's the first thing Triple H said out of his mouth when he started talking today? It all began with a tag match 40 years ago. As soon as he said that, I was like, huh. And then all this happened. Seth's hurt. I'm just throwing that out there. I'm not saying
some way could they do that night 1 and the winner of that match gets to pick who they fight night 2 and then the other? I don't know. I
don't
mean,
know. I
God,
mean, there's a
Ryan,
million scenarios,
people
and
aren't
there's
going to want to see a tag match in the
people
main
don't want to
event.
see anything. Like,
Uh,
there's more. There's more Cody people than there is people that want to see the Rock and Roman.
You
There's no
think?
question
You
about
think?
that, or at least they're being a lot louder. But
Yeah, they were there
um,
tonight.
I mean, that's just the way it is, though. There's just as many questions coming out of this as there was going in, but they
Yeah,
have said Cody picked Roman.
right.
So now you got to decide what's going on. Now, I thought there was a great possibility that somehow the match was going to get signed and Rock was going to have screwed Roman into thinking he signed a contract or whatever. And he's like, you didn't read that very well. That's for next year, WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas. I was worried that was going to happen. They can still get there.
Yeah.
The Rock joined the bloodline tonight.
It seemed like it.
It sure
Yeah,
seems this
I
way.
mean,
So he could be in his corner this whole time and then pull a Mike Tyson at the end, and double cross DX.
Ryan,
I agree.
That's how Cody wins the belt.
I
with
agree.
The Rock's help. Oh, gross. Gross, gross, gross.
The whole thing's gross. The whole thing is gross. I mean,
Cody's got to win that belt whenever he does. I'm not saying that straight up. I mean, I would.
No, I agree. He should.
I mean, I'd rather have him Dusty finish Cody than freaking Hell of the Rock. Like, don't do that, man. Like, I don't know, right? I mean, I gotta feel right now they're either wrestling twice, like maybe Rock versus Roman night one, Cody versus Seth night one, and then the winners will fight night two, or it's gonna be some triple threat fatal four.
That would make more sense.
Those
because why do you want to see the Rock and Roman fight now after tonight?
I mean,
they left together. They left together with their family being held high. He was walking out. You better MF and fix this. You better fix this. You better. And he left with Roman.
Yeah.
They're boys now. I mean, you got too much to change that, but like,
yeah, I don't know. Or I mean, yeah, or do you go vice versa? Does Cody fight The Rock night one and Seth fight Roman?
I mean, they teased that. And if
then,
Cody gets through The Rock, then he has to fight Roman or something like that.
Maybe you do that, and you could even do Seth. Maybe he has to fight too. I mean, that is you've said this. He's a very Hulk Hogan-esque guy in terms of storytelling. It's over the top, and that would beating The Rock one night, beating Roman the next night.
That would be huge.
I mean,
but how do you get to that? Because they just announced tonight that he picked.
Right.
He picked Roman.
I mean, they
so
do.
How do you get to that?
The Rock is a board member. I mean, they can play a bunch of different angles here.
Which
Roman,
they did say, by the way, at the end of the show.
Roman has a ton of stroke just because of who he is. He got it. I mean, they can say that by how he got his schedule and however the company kind of bends to his will.
But if that's the case, board, then I'm fighting Roman.
Right.
If that's the case, I'm fighting Roman. The end.
And I guess maybe the board's arguing or something, and the board split, and the only way they can do this is something like
that's some EVP AEW garbage. That's what that is. I hope they don't do that.
I don't know. I just don't know what they do here to get Rock versus Roman took a real bad turn for people that want Rock versus Roman tonight, I think.
What, the chances of it?
Yes. Unless it's a triple threat or something. I just don't see how you get from what happened tonight. How do you get away from Cody Roman to Rock Roman, at least solo? I just don't see how that, unless this is somehow like you said, Mike Tyson, and maybe but he wants him at Mania. I was going to say they could do it at Perth and put the belt on Cody at Perth, and somehow he could feel screwed or whatever by The Rock. I don't know. And then they could go Rock Roman, because Rock Roman doesn't need a title. it is that to me, it doesn't. It's that big. That's the match I want to see. But I don't know how we're getting there, Ryan, at this point.
No, I don't know how you're getting there.
What,
I think this did more to damage all that than I don't know. I was not impressed by it was fine. I'm interested,
okay.
but
It's got me interested. I don't know if it's got me interested. I just don't know what they're doing. Yeah,
I don't know that they know what they're doing. I thought they did, and now I think maybe this just bought them a bunch more time.
Maybe I told you I read somewhere that The Rock really liked that Daniel Bryan storyline, how he was being left out of WrestleMania that one year, and I don't know if that's true that he saw a chance and he saw how big Cody is and he wants to play. Because I had heard The Rock is doing all this for Cody. I don't know if that's true. I don't know. I just what I've been reading.
I think that whole thing is definitely. I mean, they're idiots if they don't think Cody. They already thought Cody was the guy.
Yeah, he's got.
And now
be, right?
they definitely do. I don't think there's any.
So I mean,
anybody that doesn't think that. I mean, he's the guy that came out last. I mean, he won up the Rock.
He's and he's in the main event. Then I mean, there's no way Cody's getting out of this main. I just don't see how they're pulling him out at this point. Like how do you do tonight? And that's the two things. How does Cody come out of this for The Rock to go in it without it being a 3 or 4 way match? I just don't see it. I don't see it happening.
Unless it's some kind of, they fight one night, they fight the other night, and then the winners fight each other the next night. Some form of like WrestleMania 10 type thing.
I just worry. You got to worry about injury though, man, especially in today's age, man. That one dude goes down. I mean, and you don't, it's not like you have a CM Punk in the wing who you can just throw in to placate the crowd. You're really stranded on an island especially if one of your winners gets hurt. No one wants to see what was that UFC 4 or 5 when Steve Jenham won the dang thing, some alternate in the last round. I don't know if anything into that, but
you lost me. All
right, no problem.
It wasn't Ken Shamrock. I have no idea what you're talking about.
No, it wasn't in that one. I think he got hurt too.
It wasn't Hoist Gracie, so
he got hurt too in that one. That's why the alternate won the whole damn thing. But yeah, I don't know, Ryan. This is a weird. I think I'm again. It's got to be one. To me, it's one of those two situations. They're fighting two times, or it's a triple threat format for fatal 4-way. I just don't understand any other way to go.
Yeah. Once again, I don't care. I only care about The Rock. So sorry, I'm one of the few.
Yeah,
and I don't want to see The Rock as a heel either. He's in that category probably beyond anybody. Obviously, people are booing him. So I'm not going to say nobody's ever going to boo this guy, but I don't want to see Hollywood Rock. I want to see The Rock be The Rock. And again, this whole story was Roman Reigns is ruining the family. He is ruining the family. So what's the deal here? The Rock comes in and straightens him out, or tries to straighten him out. And then out of nowhere, like they're buddies. And then even the whole thing when he put up the family tree and he's like, you will respect our family and da, da, da. Okay, now let's fight. There was no explanation. He didn't say to him, yeah, you don't respect my family because of the way you've been acting. And now we got Jimmy and Jay not liking each other. Man, they're brothers. They're the same dude and they don't like each other. And I got my little cousin Solo doing whatever and blah, blah, blah. He didn't say any of that. He puts his family over and then just says, now I'll fight you. For what?
I don't know.
And after watching this, it's so obvious they took a giant left turn after Friday's show. Because, again, we didn't hear it because the whole thing got interrupted. But Cody specifically said, I am going to take everything from you. I want to take everything from you. Just not at WrestleMania. And now he comes out and he chooses Roman.
Right.
Again, we got 2 months, so I don't want to jump the gun. They have time to tell this story. I don't want to do like all the Cody crybabies and throw a fit about it. But And it doesn't make much sense.
That doesn't make sense.
I'm interested, but only because I don't know what's going on. And I don't know that they know. After watching that tonight,
No, we could, and everything, it's so weird because if you do just do regular matches, like what, so The Rock backs out, Cody fight. What does Seth do?
right.
What is this guy doing now? Like and again,
And he's been defined down so much. The
oh
B
my
title.
God, the B title.
Go
and
over there with
everything.
the losers.
This has been such a terrible, I don't know how many weeks for the WWE from, the Vince McMahon story to CM Punk getting hurt to them not, he wins the Rumble. He's not going to be in the main event. Is The Rock here? The Rock and not Rock here? Who's in the main event? It's been a really whirlwind ride, man. And yeah, maybe this is just Ryan. Maybe that's what they're doing, buying time. Like maybe they are still trying because he did talk about that on the Pat McAfee show that you kind of do something in wrestling and you don't knee jerk a reaction. You let it kind of sit for a minute and see how the fans react. And then if you have to do something or make a change, you do it. But Ryan, right now, I do not see how you get to a solo for me and you. I do not see how we get to a solo Rock because I also don't see how Rock can do the Mike Tyson. He just doesn't look like the guy who goes undercover and then gets him from behind and has to like The Rock is more of a confrontational guy, a guy who comes out and I don't know how we get to that Rock Romans. And we got time, but I'll be interested to see what happens.
At this point, I don't think. I mean, Cody is involved, whether it's a one-on-one, three-way, four-way. Cody is involved because if you pull it, dude, because they announced it tonight. Well, you notice when they went back to the podium with Big E, Pat, Cole, and Punk, the sign had Roman on one side, Cody on the other, face to face. And this whole time we've been talking, I got people calling and texting me going, wait a minute, Cody's fighting Roman now? What's going on? So if they take it from these people again, they're going to be really pissed.
And with what you just said, Ryan, your phone's blowing up. They've got what they want right now.
Exactly.
People are going nuts. I mean, me and you rushed to do a show. This is exactly what, even if they don't know what the hell they're doing, this is what they want. I mean, I'm ready for Friday, but I don't know. Yeah. I mean, what are we doing in Perth? And people say, well, this guy wasn't scheduled to be there. This guy wasn't scheduled to be there. Yeah, but Punk wasn't scheduled to get hurt. Rollins wasn't scheduled to get hurt. So sometimes you might have to call an audible. I don't know if that means throwing some more cash at somebody or making or using one of the dates they were supposed to be down the road, using it early. But no Punk, no Rollins in the matches there. You're going to need some firepower on that card.
I think this very well could end up a triple threat.
Me too.
Because it very well could be now Daniel Bryan all over again. It was the Authority guys 2-on-1. Triple H had already fought Bryan earlier in the night, beat him up pretty good. And now he has to beat Batista and Orton 2-on-1. I very much could see that being the case here, where it's a 2-on-1 type thing. And against all odds, the young Cody Rhodes comes out on top. But I don't know. I mean, I have no idea. Yeah, people watch this to hear us guess, but I have no idea. And tonight completely threw a monkey wrench in what I even thought about thinking about.
And Ryan,
I have no idea.
We've always said, I'm just still a firm believer, and not to say some of them haven't been great. WrestleMania 20 main event was good. There's certain 30 was good. I am just not a fan of WrestleMania needing a triple threat. It's the hat on a hat again, Ryan. It's the
easy way out
event of WrestleMania. It should be your two top people. That's it. Like it doesn't need to be a sideshow like 2000 turned into. at this point, if you're gonna do, I honestly would rather just see Cody Roman one-on-one than Cody Roman Rock in a triple threat. I don't want to watch the triple threat because I think it takes away from the win. Because I still think even if they align going into WrestleMania, there will probably be some sort of cracks in the foundation between the two of them that will allude to the fact that they can't work together or function together, or The Rock kind of, I want your title type deal going into the match or something like that. I doubt they're gonna book it as these two dudes Rock Row, because that's insane that Cody Rhodes walks in there in what is a handicap match to me. I just think
Oh,
that would be,
Daniel Bryan did it.
I don't know how. Yeah, maybe they fall apart, and then I just can't see. I mean, it just that's really over the top. If the two of them are just aligned and just murder him, but
So the
and then
line
he
that
wins.
got him was, The Rock is talking about his family tree, and we did not get Cody's music. All of a sudden, you hear a mic tap.
Yeah.
And hold on. And nobody even knew who it was at first. It didn't sound like Cody, and then Cody just walks out. And he's going crazy. He says it's BS, and he says that he's picking. It's not Roman's job to pick. It's my job to pick, and I pick you, Roman. And The Rock said something about, or Roman said something about Dusty Rhodes. Well, then he comes back, and he says the High Chief, Peter Maivia, would be ashamed of you. And that's the line that got him. He would be ashamed of you. And then The Rock steps in front of Roman. So who's the head of the table here? The Rock steps in front of him.
Yeah.
And then he said, you're talking about the family. You're talking about his blood. You're talking about my blood. And then he open hand smacks him.
Will Smith
and then
man.
all hell breaks loose on stage and they kick everybody out and all that. So that's how we got to where we got. Yeah. And more about the things that they were teasing and saying the entire time. And who knows, maybe they're doing a Lex Luger, Bret Hart moment where they wanted to get the crowd's reaction. When the referee kept saying, Lex Luger's your winner. Oh, Bret Hart's your winner. Yay. The Rock kept going about everything. And they were doing numerous chants all at once. You couldn't even understand it for a while. There was We Want Cody chants. There was Rocky Sucks chants. There was Let's
Cody
Go Rocky
sucks.
chants.
I think there was Cody sucks too.
Yeah, there was. And then The Rock says, do you think The Rock and Roman will be the biggest main event of all time? And it was just straight out boos. And then they finally got their stuff together and you heard We Want Cody, Rocky sucks. We want Cody, Rocky sucks. But interesting. Like, why, again, I don't know why. This is the thing that, whatever, it's storytelling, I guess. Why do they keep teasing both matches? That's what I don't understand.
Because we're either getting both matches or somewhat one night, one the next, or we're getting a triple threat, right? I think that's that.
But after today, why do you even want to see Rock Roman after today? Unless they break up tomorrow.
Yeah,
because they left together tonight.
Yeah, I don't know. Right. And I don't know. I don't know why they did that. Yeah, they seemed very aligned. It almost seemed like who's the better man type match. Like we're going in to just, shake hands entering, shake hands leaving. But
it was just a total different feel. He was face to face with him when he said what he said at day one, or do I come for the head of the table? And now after this, they're like, hey, we're cousins. All right, let's go.
Right. They stared at each other.
You want to go to the craft tables together? Right. Let's go. Like,
15-minute stare down last Friday. And now just, I don't know, maybe that family just stargazes into each other's eyes, I guess, man, from time to time.
Other stuff that happened in the night before we go here. They start the show, as you said, great open. The guys walking in, acting like it's a big deal. They do a great WrestleMania 40-year open. Triple H talks for a little bit. And he's like, this is going to be the biggest thing ever. It all begins tonight. Bianca then comes out, basically does nothing. Rhea comes out. There's mommy chants. Becky interrupts her. Becky gets in her face and basically says she's going to fight her at WrestleMania. And yeah, mommy's always on top. Well, mommy's going to learn what it's like to be a bottom. And that got everybody pretty excited when she said that. Then Seth comes out and he immediately says, let's bring Cody out here to make a decision. Roman's music plays instead. Place goes nuts when Roman lifts up his belt. As always, Roman says he chooses who he faces, and I'm choosing The Rock. Once again, why does he want to fight his cousin now? Like, I don't understand, unless they're in cahoots and they're going to lay down, finger poke of doom style or something.
Yeah, it could go over well.
And we mentioned what happened after that. The Rock came out. He stood around. He milked it for a while, let the crowd get their stuff in. All the numerous chants. He talked about the biggest event of all time. And then he made the crybaby line. And then he put up the bloodline family tree. And then he started to turn. And that's when we started seeing it. And then that's when Cody then came out. And that was it. So it was very eventful. It definitely was entertaining.
Yeah. I didn't hate it as much as you.
It was just, though, my whole problem with the whole last week was, why did they do all this stuff?
Yeah.
Why did Cody win the Rumble? Why did Seth Rollins run down The Rock and then, run down Roman and Rock? I can't ever accept. He runs down Roman, runs down that belt, runs down everything. Then Roman turned around, did the same thing, ran down Seth, ran down that belt, called it the loser title. Oh, yeah. Now, Cody, which one of these loser belts do you want to fight for? I just thought that whole thing was just super convoluted. And then The Rock just shows up. It was so convoluted. And I thought tonight was just more convoluted.
I told you, I felt like another part of Raw. Like we just cut off Raw early and this is keep rolling for a minute more or something, or SmackDown, whatever. Yeah, I think on the lighter side, I'll be interested at WrestleMania to see who the fans are behind, Becky or Rhea. Because I think that's going to be a tight split audience right there.
Probably.
Because both of them have a pretty darn solid fan base.
Yeah, Rhea's definitely the heel, but she's had a great year, and
people
that
like
has
her.
gotten her
She's
cheered.
over. Yes.
Yeah, for sure. And Becky's obviously not what she was, but she still has fans.
She certainly does.
One more thing, and he said this on Pat McAfee earlier today. He was like, for all those people out there saying, we've waited 2 years for him to finish his story on this. The Rock said, from the second Roman Reigns said, quote, I'm the head of the table, I'm the head of the bloodline, that's when our story began. And he goes, I understand the passion which we're going to address today. And they didn't do that again. So, like, none of the messages, like the signals are all crossed.
I want to see Roman Rock.
I do too. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just more convolution to me. I mean, the whole thing this entire time was about the family.
Yeah.
And him doing wrong by the family.
Yes.
But then Cody says something about the family and their buddies again.
Right.
So, I mean, I get that. Hey, I can talk about my family, but you can't.
Right.
I get that sort of thing, but that doesn't clear Roman of anything.
And also, he didn't really insult the family. He told them they'd be ashamed of Roman, not The Rock. Because I guess Triple H did announce too, right after he said, fix it, this is Cody Roman.
Yeah, he's tweeted it, that it's official. But
that
could change too.
Right, yeah. Nothing's ever in stone in wrestling. So Ryan, I'm sorry, for all of us, I get it that Cody's story, you've been waiting a year for this. I've been waiting like 3 for this other one.
Well, and who knows if that's how it's going to end.
Sure.
But
I don't want a triple threat, Ryan. I don't want a fatal 4. It's not what I want to see. I wanted to see Rock, Roman 1-on-1.
Yeah. And now that they've actually teased it a couple of times, it's kind of strange. I have seen the uncensored version now of The Rock and Triple H in the back. What he was saying, he was basically just swearing. And the thing that got bleeped that got the crowd to go, he just said, I'll slap the effing teeth out of his mouth. I don't know that deserved the audible groan that it got, but there you go. I don't want to say I'm disappointed because it was entertaining, but it is not what I expected and or wanted.
Give me what I want!
We did praise the booking at the beginning for the way these shows are going on. This is really bad booking, though. I mean, you're going to piss off people, and not in a good way. Like, not in the way like the bad guy won, and now I'm mad and I want to see the chase. Just the Vince McMahon thing. That I hate to quote him, but you don't advertise something to your fans and then not deliver.
Card subject to change.
Yeah. And they've done it twice now, though, with 2 different matches, right? I mean, they've advertised you Cody Roman and Rock Roman. Well, we can only get one if we're doing mano-a-mano. Not the ideal.
I would rather The Rock just not show up at all.
Yeah.
If he's not going to be here, I'd just rather him not show up.
Right.
And just have Cody finish his story then and make it normal. I see at some point there will be some sort of turn. The Rock will get his mojo back, or maybe Roman says something goofy about the family or does something that clicks a light bulb.
Ordering The Rock around like he orders Jay and Jimmy and Solo or something like that.
There you go. Very well. He very well could tell him to fall back
like
in
I
line.
Said, I know you don't like it, but maybe something with the daughter corrupts her or something like that, turns
Could
her.
be. I don't think anybody wants to see that.
Probably not. But I'm just thinking.
But whatever. Yeah, he'll do something, obviously, that is gonna get his wheels turning again and going, wait, what am I doing with this guy? I totally see that being the end game somehow. However it end, but that will be the end. And then you will maybe have a Rock Roman at some point. Might be a year from now.
Probably. Yeah, there's no way out of this. They have booked themselves into a proverbial corner here.
Yeah. And again, I wish they would have I would just wish maybe Rock didn't show up at all, or just stick to your guns. Stick to what you were gonna do originally.
We said that Friday. How about he comes out? I'm not going after you at WrestleMania. I'll see you in Perth. Right there. He gets to finish his story on a massive stage. I assume that stadium's probably going to be big. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, it's over 50, 60,000.
So I mean, what a great. And then Cody could beat him there. Rock Roman at WrestleMania. Rock could go back over. Roman could go back over on The Rock, getting his mojo back. I don't know. That might have been a better way to go, but that ship has sailed, my friend. For that statement.
Well, I don't know what ship has gone anywhere. I think all ships are still in port. I really do. I don't know. Cody will fight Roman.
If they're all in port, it's like freaking 7 minutes before Pearl Harbor in Hawaii. It looks like bad news is coming, man. I don't
news brown.
Yeah, I don't see how you get. I don't feel I'm going to be happy, Ryan.
Let's get this out of the way and end with this, because you and I, we have not talked about this. If you watch our show, you want to talk about, I waited 2 years. We've been doing this podcast for almost 4 years now. And that summer is when it started, when Roman turned. And pretty much since he fought Jay in the Thunderdome, we started going, well, they're obviously setting up
this
Rock
WrestleMania
Roman.
21.
We thought it may be, yes, we thought it might be WrestleMania 37. And then 38, it was supposed to happen. 39, it was supposed to happen. They are on record saying it was a done deal, and then it fell apart. So we've been talking about this forever. And even I still do want to see it, and I do want to see it more than any other match that I want to see on the face of the planet, times by 1,010. But they did wait too long.
Yeah.
They waited too long because the bloodline has not been hot since SummerSlam. That Jay and Roman match that didn't go the way anybody wanted it to go. The tribal combat, which just ended up being a match. And Roman's fought like once since then. It has not been good.
Yeah,
And it slowed down. And then Cody was hot, and the whole "we want Cody" movement started, and they waited too long. And I don't know.
Yeah.
Even if it did turn out well, it wouldn't have been as hot as it would have been last year or the year before when we got Brock Roman 3 at WrestleMania. It's not as hot. Even today, it's not as hot as it would have been.
Which makes you wonder how they would, again, next year, like, how do you keep the bloodline story going for another year?
That's what I was going to say. If he
oh.
does cost or turns on Roman at WrestleMania or whatever, how do you drag this out another year?
The only way that you do is not feasible, which would mean The Rock and Roman would need to be there more. I think The Rock would need to be a full-time member of the bloodline. And I'm not saying every Friday or whatever, but he would have to be there so we could see the story between them develop all year for a fallout in the beginning of 2025. There's no way you're getting The Rock once a month, though. I don't think
you don't even get Roman once a month.
Right. Yeah, so I don't, how do you, like, Solo and Jimmy are going to carry us for a year? Like,
yeah. Jacob Fatu coming in, and like you said, The Rock's daughter, Trinity. Like, I don't want to see that.
I mean, again, everything you said, okay, so there's 2 months.
Right. It's Rock, Roman, and then everybody else.
Right.
Like, it's those two guys, man.
I mean, Ryan, we've talked early. Look how bad so many people have cooled off since the blood. I mean, there's no bigger example than Sami Zayn. I mean, does he even still work there? I mean,
people were happy with his promo Monday.
Ryan, I like him way more than I did when he was doing the cab driver or whatever the heck that thing was. But again, Ryan, there is nobody, you cannot argue. Last year, at this point, he was the hottest face in the company, probably.
He was like Cody. People were ticked he didn't win at home.
Like I'm saying, I don't know how you move this match to next year. You can always do it because you can just bring The Rock back and he is big news. But every WrestleMania that has passed since at least 22, when they failed to bring us there, I think this is lost a little bit.
Sure. Yeah, and now it definitely has with it's going to happen. No, it isn't going to happen. This is going
right.
Last thing for you, and it might be hard because you wanted to see Rock Roman. Yes. I wanted to see Rock Roman. If you're a Cody fan and you did hear, hey, this is the match. Yep, he picked Roman. Are you happy tonight, or are you still sitting there going, yeah, I'll believe it when I see it? If you're a Cody guy.
I think if you're a Cody guy, because I kind of am, if you'll give me that, Ryan.
You wanted Cody. This match more.
Right. I have nothing. Guys, I'm I'm all in. I think you're happy because you realize Cody is part of the main event. I don't think you can go back from pulling, like, I don't think they're just going to pull him out. We're getting Rock. We said this Rock Roman solo here. I think you may be still wondering if it's going to be a solo show. With that, or how it's going down.
One-on-one, you mean?
Yeah. I think mano a mano, my fault. I think if you are a Cody fan, you are happier tonight than you were at 6:59 Eastern time. I think you realize Cody's in the main event. He's winning that title at WrestleMania. So yeah, overall, I think if you're a Cody fan, you're probably at least somewhat pleased with the results of tonight.
Well, there you go. Let us know what you think. I know there is a lot of Rock fans out there. I know there is a whole lot of Cody fans out there. They have been blowing up my phone for the last hour. So please.
Two groups of Cody fans, we were told. The
Cody fans and then the crybabies.
Right? Yeah.
They have both been texting me. So, yes, I have heard from both of them. I will leave your names out. I actually had it written down to call some of them out, but I'm not going to do that.
We need our 4 viewers, man.
Yeah, all 4 of you. I don't want to tick off all 4 of you. So please, if you can, let us know what you think in the comments. Very interesting. I thought it was well done. If you missed anything, if we missed anything, if we're dumb, if we're smart, let us know in the comments. It'll help with the algorithm. It helps more people see this. Please hit like, and if you can, and if you care, please hit subscribe. And if you made it this deep and you don't want to do any of that, well, we appreciate you waiting and listening to us argue at each other for an hour. That's pretty good too. So we appreciate that. Nick, thanks as always for being here, man. I know it's a late night for you. Got to teach in the morning. So yeah.
Thanks, everybody.
All right, job, guys. Out.
Pleasure's all yours, Bucky boys.